Hello, I'm Morgan Poole with WDSU TV, and welcome to another episode of Around Campus. It is officially October, which means that this month is all about domestic violence awareness and health. So with me today, I have Nafisa Clark, who is the recording secretary of E.L.I.T.E, and she's here to talk about both. Hello, Nafisa.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good today. How are you doing?
Great. Thank you so much for coming on. All right, so before we talk about the events that E.L.I.T.E will be having, let's talk about what the org is. So for people that may not know what E.L.I.T.E is, could you explain?
Sure. So the acronym E.L.I.T.E stands for Educated Ladies Igniting True Essence, and our core values are to empower, uplift, and educate the women on campus. Whether educating be the etiquette class that we had a few weeks ago about business professional versus business casual, or uplifting, walking around with a smile on your face, or, just asking the female on campus how they're doing today. So, a smile goes a very long way.
Right. So this is an all-female org, right?
Yes.
Right. Cool, cool.
Yes, the cool thing about us is that we're also the sister organization of the Men of Color Alliance.
Great.
Yes. So our founders, they wanted to join Men of Color Alliance, but, it's a male organization, so they couldn't. So they created E.L.I.T.E as a female counterpart to that. Yeah.
So talk about the positions that E.L.I.T.E has.
So we have your regular Exec 5 board. So we have the president, the vice president, the recording secretary, the correspondence secretary, as well as the social media chair, as well as fundraising and community service chair.
Wow. So talk about a little bit of your responsibilities as the recording secretary.
So as the recording secretary, I'm the one, that typically writes down all the notes. If we have any events coming up, I would be the one to email basically all the females on campus about it, and we just had interviews last week for the new prospective members of E.L.I.T.E. I was the one to basically email them their times and tell them when to come, or whether congratulate them on making it to E.L.I.T.E or not.
That's great.
Yes.
All right, so let's move on to events. You're going to have a heart walk coming on, right? So talk a little bit about that.
So we're collaborating with the Del-Tech. They're having a heart walk at their Del-Tech campus on Sunday, October 14th at 8:30 a.m. And just if you want to register, you can go on their site at the heart walk to register and just be along with us and just support the health issues that we're having in this century.
All right, and so do you have to register beforehand, or can you register at the day of the event?
You can do both, but I just prefer registering beforehand so it doesn't have any conflict. As well as when you register, you do get a t-shirt, and I believe the fee is about $10.
Wow, great, perfect. And so with another event that you're having, since this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, could you talk about that event?
Sure, we're having a Domestic Violence Awareness event on October 23rd. We're collaborating with our brothers, the Men of Color Alliance, as well as Dr. Emily Bell. So I'm sure you all know about the Chris Brown and Rihanna situation.
Right.
So from his recent documentary, he's basically stated his side of the story and what happened. So what we're trying to do is just to play that clip and to see it from his point of view and just have a panel discussion about domestic violence, whether, he was quote unquote right or wrong, and dip into other forms of abuse, such as financial abuse and mental abuse. Because in our community, we don't really talk a lot about mental abuse because it's seen as, like, okay, well, you're African American, we don't really have these problems. And not a lot of people are aware of financial abuse, whether it be your spouse or your partner just withholding money from you, or saying, okay, well, you can't go here unless I give you this form of, financial assistance. So whether it be domestic abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse, or financial abuse, we're dipping into it all.
Right. I really love how you guys are opening up these topics on campus, because it's very, very important to have discussions. So that is great. So for future events, where can we keep up with E.L.I.T.E?
We recently just created a Twitter at E.L.I.T_DSU, and we also have our Instagram, which is E.L.I.T_DSU as well. And if you just like to email us about becoming a member or anything of that sort, we do have a Gmail account at ELITEDSU@gmail.com.
Okay, and you can become a member all semester long?
Unfortunately, no. We do interviews in the fall, so around the times that we have the organizational fair, we tell you about that, and we accept second semester freshmen because, as you're coming in, you don't really have a GPA. And as E.L.I.T E, we like to uplift ourselves. We like to hold the idea that, we want to put your education first. That's why we require a 3.0 GPA to make sure that the organizations you're in is not coming before your schoolwork, because, you're a student first, and then you can do whatever you want to do next.
Love that.
Yes.
Well, we will definitely stay updated. Thank you so much,
No
Nafisa,
problem.
for coming in. We had a great time.
Thank you.
And thank you, Hornets, for tuning in to another episode of Around Campus. Once again, I'm Morgan Poole with WDSU TV. See you next time.